Hey everybody! There's a little lioness today. Welcome to my channel. Okay, I haven't talked to you like at all, I guess, about how long I've been singing, my new music coming out, which is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. And kind of my background as a singer-songwriter, as a singer, all the things. So today I thought I would like give you a little insight into that life. You know, what's so funny is all of these, my YouTube so far has been so much about me and my family. And I actually, you could probably search for this, but I had another YouTube like a million years ago that was just of me singing like on cruise ships and stuff. So my YouTube was only me singing for forever. And now it's going to move that way at some point. But okay, so singing. I've been singing since I was like this big. There's like videos of me singing when I was super little. I started out singing like on a karaoke machine in my garage. Then I started doing musicals in elementary school, which no one actually, like both my brothers sing, and actually one of my brothers was in shows with me, and one of my brothers is like the karaoke man of the world. But they weren't like singing back then. Like, I just remember I was hearing that there was these musicals that happened to be put on, and I loved the musical Sound of Music because my grandmother used to play it like every time I'd go to her house, or I'd actually ask for it, that and My Fair Lady. So I asked my mom if I could go try out for this musical. And I remember when I was trying out, I was so nervous, and I sang, "The hills are alive and the sound of music." And I had these flashcards, and I was like reading the flashcards as I did it because I was so nervous. And so I got in that show, which was, I guess my first musical was, what was it? Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. And then the next summer I did Guys and Dolls. The next summer I did Oklahoma, I think. And I mean, I was a kid. Like, I was always just like a townsperson or like a little sister or whatever. But that kind of started like me in this like musical journey. I used to play basketball, and I was in cheerleading, and I gave actually, sorry Dad, he was my basketball coach, but I gave them both up to sing. So I started singing lessons when I was probably in like 6th grade at North Texas, which is a college where my parents actually met. The girl who taught me was like a opera singer. So I started there. And then after that, I actually started singing a few times at a country music review that was local. And then my love for singing just really began because I started to really love the stage and singing. Like when I tried out for that country music review, I remember there was like so many, it was like American Idol. The whole place was filled with auditions and no one was even listening. And then, I know this is so dumb, but I was like a little kid, and I got up and I started singing, and everyone just was like quiet. And then I got on, they needed someone to fill a slot on their next show, so I got on that show. So then I was in musicals in like high school. I started working at Six Flags senior year in high school, or right, I guess it was like the summer after senior year, which was really fun. I was actually a replacement for like the lead girl. She was so good at singing. I was not as good as her, but somehow I was her replacement. So then after that, I was in a musical in the Bass Performance Hall. I was in Beauty and the Beast with Casa Manana in Fort Worth. And then I went to college at New York University, which lots of people don't know this, but I was in the program Cap 21. There was like 60 people that make it in, and I only applied to one. I was like, I'm getting in. Like, where did that confidence come from? Because I need that again. So I actually got into this program, which is part of Tisch School of the Arts, and Lady Gaga was actually in the program with me. We were the only 2 dropouts of Cap 21 that year, which always makes me laugh. She's so successful. So anyway, so after that, I took a summer off because I actually, as Lady Gaga probably also felt, I did not think that was a great program for me. One, I just wasn't, which is so funny because I love New York so much now, but wasn't really happy in New York. I was not getting along with the teachers, and I don't know, I feel like I was just kind of jaded. It just, I don't know, it wasn't a good fit for me at the time. And so then I went to the University of Oklahoma for a year and a half. And then while I was at University of Oklahoma, I started like really wanting to sing country music. And I was in their musicals and everything. And I don't know, my heart was just like so in country music land and singing and songwriting. And I met this guy who was a friend of a friend. And he was this like long haired, like rock and roll guy. And my parents loved this part. I don't know, I liked him, and the program at University of Oklahoma wouldn't really allow, they wanted me to take piano. I was like, can I please take guitar? Like, I understand that piano is like really important, but like, I want to sing like in a different way. And they offer guitar, can I please just take that instead? And they wouldn't let me. And I just kind of felt like I wasn't really allowed to kind of do what I wanted creatively. So I dropped out of school again. It's not funny, kids, don't drop out of school. I ended up moving in with this guy in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Anyway, so I moved in with him, and then we started writing songs, and it was just really fun, and we wrote some cool tunes. Then I got offered another singing job back in Dallas, so I moved, and he broke up with me because he said if we weren't gonna live near each other, then he couldn't do it, which is fine. And then I started singing in a show in Savannah, Georgia, at the Savannah Theater. It was like a variety show, and right after that, my best friend that I actually met in Six Flags, and then we went to Savannah together, and we were in that show. She had done cruise ships before, singing on cruise ships, and she was offered a show, and she was staying like 6 months longer at the Savannah show than I was, because I was covering for somebody who was pregnant, and she was coming back to the show. So she was like, hey, do you want to send in a reel, which is like basically a compilation of all of your shows, like your bests from all these different shows, and showcasing different types of singing and whatever. And she was like, I told them that I have a friend that maybe could come and do the part that they want or whatever instead of me. So I got the job, and I was actually a replacement. Why am I always a replacement? Why can't I ever be number one? So I was a replacement for that girl on the cruise ship, and I was there. I was just a replacement for 3 months, but I'd never been on a cruise ship. So that was interesting. And I was rehearsing on the cruise ship. Normally for cruise ships, you actually rehearse in, for example, with Royal Caribbean, you rehearse in Hollywood, Florida at their studios, then as your whole cast, and then you go to the ship all together. And you do live on the ship, and you're usually there. I was a replacement, so I was only there 3 months, but you're usually there like 6 to 9 months, depending on how long your contract is. And also contracts keep getting extended. So I'd be like, yes, contract's over. And then it'd be like, can we keep you for 3 more weeks? And I'd be like, oh man, okay, fine. Anyway, I did 4 different cruise ships. My first one was a Caribbean cruise ship, and then the second one was Mediterranean. Third one was New York to Bermuda. And then the fourth one was from Portugal. Yes, Portugal, New York, Portugal, all the way to Japan. So that was like a world cruise. So anyway, then I came home after all of those, and right when I came home, my brother was on The Bachelor at that point, my brother Zach. And I like landed, and within like 2 days they were doing hometown dates at our house. So then they met me, and that's how that all happened. I feel like I talked about that a little bit in another video, but basically I kind of sang Coming Out of the Limo when I was on Crissol's season. I sang a little bit on our singing date, and I sang a little bit in Paradise. And I've always kind of been like a singer on the show, but I've never been like the singer. Like, I'm not like Jed, who is like a singer, you know what I mean? But I was like always singing. The only thing I've ever done, besides ads on Instagram now, is I've waited tables and I've been a singer. Like, that's what I've done my whole life. So anyway, now I put out a lullaby album for Bella's like first birthday, which was like the most singing I've kind of done since being off the show. And now I'm so excited because I'm working on 5 songs right now, like a 5-song EP, which is like country pop, but it's gonna be so good. And I'm so excited. I'm writing with 2 unbelievable songwriters. And I've gotten 2 of the songs sort of back in like rough draft form. No, I'm not gonna play them right now because they're in rough draft form. But they're so good, you guys. Like, I actually don't like the sound of my voice when I sing. Like, I never have. I'm always like, oh god, cringy, cringy, cringy. And I actually like it. And to me, that's like huge. No, this is not a breakup album. You know, it's funny because one of the reasons I even got into this was because my agent Paul was like, you need to get back into doing things that you love. And this was right after everything was happening with me and Evan, and he was like, I think this is your time to like find what makes you happy again. And so I was just talking to him about stuff that I loved, and every time I would talk about singing and music and songwriting, he'd be like, this is where you get really excited. And I was like, oh yeah. So, I don't know, I've kind of found my love for music again. I actually have a write in like 1 hour. We're working on a really cool, like kind of sexy song, which is fun. And yeah, so we have 3 done. I went to Arizona to record 3 songs. It's where one of the songwriters lives. We actually we're like FaceTiming right now to do our writes virtually, but it's been so much fun. And as you can tell, like I'm really excited about it because one, I just think it's really good music and I think you guys are gonna love it. And I also think that it's just really good for my soul. And there's one song that's like kind of a sad relationship-y song, but that's really not what it's about. One of the songs is like super women forward empowerment, which is so fun. One of the songs is just this really cool story country song. And it's gonna be awesome. It's not gonna come out for a while just because there's like lots of moving parts when releasing music. And I wanna get my website going and get new pictures and a bunch of new stuff before this release date, which I don't even know when that date would be. But you guys, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cool. I feel so much more like Carly than I have in like a really long time. So anyway, that is kind of the story of me and music, and I'm looking forward to it continuing, and I'm looking forward to you guys hearing my music. My brother and my sister-in-law, who actually edit this, they've heard 2 of the songs, and my brother sent me a screenshot of his face the other day when listening to one of them, and he was like, you can't make an emoji out of this. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna show you this picture right now. But I think it's really fun because he was just like, he was shocked, and that's really good because I used to sing in, see, this is him. This is his shocked face because that's how good it was, you guys. But I used to sing in shows at Six Flags also with my brother, who's a really good singer as well. That's Denton, and he was named after Denton, Texas, where my parents went to school in North Texas, which is also where I was born. Lots of Denton stuff. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. I'm so excited for you guys to hear this. It's gonna be a while, so you gotta be a little bit patient, but I'll throw in a little snippet of some fun music stuff in between now and when it comes out. Thanks for watching. Please like this video. Tell me also what kind of other videos you want. Subscribe to my channel. Next week, I'm gonna try to build a garden, but it's been a little bit too cold, so I am gonna build a garden, which is gonna be really cool, and the kids are gonna love it. But anyway, thank you. See you next week.